Howdy y'all, this is Reglas and welcome back to a small game that we touched on last year during Halloween, and I mean, we didn't do a whole lot with it, but I really loved it. I think it was like a one episode little spin-off type thing that I had a ton of fun with, and this is Dagon. Dagon is a H.P. Lovecraft themed and oriented game where basically it's kind of just moving around and going through the storyline that they have played out, and you can look at everything in the world around and see the trivia that they put in as well for you for the H.P. Lovecraft type stuff. We've already done the game. If y'all want to see that, I will have the playlist at the end of the video for Dagon. Basically, there were all kinds of things going on. It was absolutely amazing. Really hit for me because I have that fear of the deep ocean for some reason. So it was very creepy to me. Recently, I don't remember how long it's been, but I do remember I saw the notification on my Steam dashboard, I guess, that they had another update. So the Little Glass Bottle DLC, and even before checking out what the DLC was for, I bought it because I love this game that much. Apparently, according to some of this stuff, it's not going to be as creepy as Dagon itself was. Just, and y'all will see why in a bit. But I mean, it's gonna be a fun, cute little going back into something that is an old one for me anyway. So I did want to go ahead and show y'all. We have got all of the trivia for Dagon from before. We have all of this information that is a lot. And if y'all remember me reading over these, it's a lot. It is very much a lot. It's going over a lot of what Dagon was about, and a lot about Lovecraft himself. And it does look like there's going to be little trivia bits for the DLC portion as well. So, let's quit hemming and hawing. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, The Little Glass Bottle is a short 5 to 10 minute adaptation of a story by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, written when he was about 7 years old. Original words and spelling have been kept. All profits from both DLCs are donated to humanitarian aid. Thank you for your support. So, yeah, it's supposed to be not as creepy because he was 7, so it's not going to be as much as we would think. So, and 5 to 10 minutes, so hopefully we'll have a decent amount. Anyway, so let's go ahead and dive in here and get started.
Heave to! There's something floating to the leeward!
Okay, that's already cute. That's already cute. Okay, we have people in this one. To the leeward. Is that thing?
The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones.
Okay.
He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens.
That's probably the item. That's how the story continues. Okay. This is cute. What is this? The Birth of the Writer. H.P. Lovecraft was born on August 20th, 1890, at 9 a.m. in Providence, Rhode Island. The exact date when The Little Glass Bottle was written is unknown. Young Howard probably penned it in 1896 or 1897, a century before I was born. It was first published more than 20 years after his death, as part of the anthology The Shuttered Room and Other Pieces in 1959. Lovecraft himself regarded The Little Glass Bottle as a useful attempt at a humorous story. H.P. Lovecraft to Reinhard Kleiner in 16th November 1916. Scans of the handwritten original can be viewed in the digital repository at the Brown University in Providence. Okay, so we have that. I don't see anything else anywhere, so that's something, I guess. Maybe. So, let's see.
Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill.
As standstill as...
Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object, which he now discerned to be a glass bottle.
As standstill as a boat can be.
Nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it.
Okay. Curiosity. Darn, there's nothing else. Alright.
It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it.
Oh, it's a note in a bottle.
He pulled it out, and on it read the following. January 1st, 1864. I am John Jones, who writes this letter. My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board. I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart.
Okay.
Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart.
Okay.
On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took.
Australia.
Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed. I think it would pay to go, said Captain Jones. Do you? Just as you say, replied Towers. We'll charter a schooner this very day, said the excited captain. All right, said Towers.
What about the other guy? Oh. Family legend. There's an interesting legend about one of the offshoots of the Lovecraft lineage, the Musgraves. They were in possession of a 14th century chalice, most likely from Syria or Egypt, called the Luck of Edenhall. Legend has it that the goblet belonged to some fairies who happily drank from it at the St. Cuthbert's well. When curious people suddenly appeared there, the fairies escaped, abandoning the goblet. Then one of them shouted a warning. If this cup should break or fall, farewell the luck of Edenhall. Fortunately, the chalice survived, and you can still admire it in the V&A Museum in London. This legend has been reappearing in pop culture over the years, ranging from an old German ballad to the name of a pop rock band to make. Okay. Alright, we got anything else? Apparently this other guy doesn't have anything to say. No? No? Okay. You gotta, like, check every little piece for the clues.
So they hired a boat.
Is that the boat? Well, I want to see if there's more story. More cute things to learn about H.P. Lovecraft, because it sounds amazing. Look at that. Childhood games. One of Lovecraft's favorite children's games was creating complex scenes using building blocks, models, tin soldiers, and clods of earth. With their help, he played out various historical scenarios. These events were sometimes short-lived. They represented a war, a plague, or simply a thrilling spectacle of travel, commerce, or some events that led nowhere. But sometimes they spanned long eons, reflecting changes in the appearance of the landscape or buildings. H.P. Lovecraft to J. Vernon Shea, November 8th, 1933. It is especially interesting considering his later writing career. There was a kind of intoxication in being lord of a visible world, albeit a miniature one, and determining the flow of its events. It was not his only childhood pastime. He enjoyed riding a bike he received for his 10th birthday so much that years later he described himself from that period as a veritable bicycle centaur. That's funny. Okay, what else we got? Probably nothing, but, you know, doesn't hurt to check. Okay. Alright. Goodness gracious.
And started off governed by the dotted lines of the chart.
Okay, that's the path. Sometimes it's literally in the sun. I remember it was one time. It sucked. Couldn't find it. No? Okay. Well, apparently we're going this way. Hello. Fascination with science. H.P. Lovecraft learned to read at the age of 4. He quickly became interested. He quickly became interested in exact sciences, especially chemistry. As a 9-year-old, he even started publishing his own amateur magazine, the Scientific Gazette, and sometime later the series The Chemistry. Around 1900, the future master of horror developed an interest in Antarctica and began writing treatises on expeditions to the continent. This undoubtedly influenced one of his famous works, At the Mountains of Madness, written 30 years later. As a 12-year-old, Lovecraft discovered astronomy, which he later considered his most moving experience, realizing the immensity of the cosmos had a huge impact on his worldview and work, laying the foundations for the cosmic horror genre. The majesty of the concept of an expanding universe still makes me shudder in a unique manner. A Confession of Unfaith, 1922. Okay then. There. Let's see. Okay. There's that. It does look like we're moving. Cool. Cool. Do you even know where we're at? Alright.
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed.
Okay. Okay. I see that. Ocean.
And the divers went down.
Who is divers? Do we have anything interesting? No? Okay. Don't have to. I'm just interested. Yeah. Literature. Lovecraft developed an interest in literature at a very young age. One of the first books he read was Grimm's Fairy Tales. A year later, at the age of 5, he discovered the 1001 Nights collection. As a 6-year-old, he came across the darkly atmospheric illustrations by Gustave Doré, which made a huge impression on him. At the same age, he became fascinated with Hellenistic myths and began his writing adventure. My attempts to write in verse, the first of which I made at the age of 6, were then in the form of raw, internally rhythmic ballads, and I sang about the deeds of gods and heroes in selected letters. However, 2 years later, his literary tastes underwent a key shift. That's when I discovered Edgar Allan Poe. It was my downfall at the age of 8. I saw the blue firmament of Argos and Sicily plunge into the darkness of the miasmic fumes of the tomb. Huh. Look at him. Interesting. Okay. Is there more? Or is it just, yeah. I'm gonna quit looking around. Okay, treasure, fish, coral, sponge, oof. This gives me chills, just FYI. Okay, this gives less chills. No, I'm good. Grandpa. Well, Van Buren Phillips, Lovecraft's grandfather, was a very important figure in his life, as the writer said himself. My beloved grandfather became the center of my universe. Van Buren Phillips introduced his grandson to various works of art he brought from his travels, exchanged letters with him, and helped him develop his passions. He largely replaced Lovecraft's dead father. Interestingly, he also cured him of his fear of the dark by encouraging him to walk through a series of dark rooms. Young Howard's grandfather was probably the only family member to tell Lovecraft improvised mystery tales, which undoubtedly in the end influenced his later work. Yeah, that's not creepy. That's seriously not creepy. Okay, that's where we're supposed to go. Okay. Okay. That is the thing. Got it. Why is it all skewed up? Ugh. Okay. We grabbed a thing. What did we grab? What do we got? Oh, the boat. Okay, cool. No lake. Go back to the boat.
And came up with an iron bottle.
Oh, thank goodness.
They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper.
Okay. Watch, this was all a hoax to get you to leave. Yep.
December 3rd, 1880.
Okay.
Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you, but it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act. Well, it does, said Captain Jones. Go on. However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your bottle. I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle because I put this bottle here and the iron box, and then found a good place to put the second bottle, hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses some I close. Anonymous.
Okay. There are a few puzzling elements in the little glass bottle. For example, the number... Oh, it's 25.0. Okay, which is not a typo, as this amount appears in the text 3 times. It is not entirely clear why Lovecraft decided to write out the number this way, and what he meant by it. While publishers and translators interpret it in various ways, in our opinion, he most likely meant $250. The map used in the game replicates the original version, drawn by Lovecraft for the story. Did you notice that the land marked on it is signed as Australia? A simple typo. Or maybe young Howard was already creating his own lands and unknown islands in his imagination? It is also... Wait. Oh. I didn't know that. I didn't notice that typo, huh? Okay. It is also puzzling that the dates and the letters in both bottles are almost 17 years apart. Huh. Okay.
I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones. Here, diver, go and get the $250.
Okay. That's funny. Okay. So... is there anything else? Or he was trying to spell Australia and misspelled it. Ooh, hello. 𝓪𝓵𝓷𝓭. Influenced by 1001 Nights, Lovecraft started using the pseudonym 𝓪𝓵𝓷𝓭 and persuaded his mother to take him to all the Oriental curio shops and fit him up an Arabian corner in his room. H.P. Lovecraft to Robert E. Howard on the 16th of January 1932. It is not entirely certain whether the pseudonym was created by the young writer himself or invented by the family lawyer, Albert A. Baker. The name 𝓪𝓵𝓷𝓭 is certainly very well known to lovers of the Cthulhu mythology. Nicknamed the Mad Arab, Abdul was the author of the Necronomicon, the infamous forbidden book of secret knowledge, and has been mentioned by Lovecraft in various works. Later, Howard became very fascinated by ancient Rome, which resulted in the adoption of another nickname at the age of 7, 𝓪𝓵𝓕, which he used during games. That's cute. That's very cute. It's a little bit less creepy down here now.
In a minute, the diver came up bearing an iron box.
A minute. A minute. Okay.
Inside it was found $250.
Still misspelled.
It defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed this little trip into the world of Lovecraft's childhood. Would appreciate it if you took a moment to leave feedback and check out our other games and DLCs. Okay. I might do that later. So it took me a little bit longer because I read every piece of trivia that we found, and we found every single one. All 8. So, that's, I mean, they got what they probably had going for them, so there is that. I am looking forward to seeing if they have any other things going on here. But for now, thank y'all so much for joining me today. I mean, yeah, it took me a little bit longer because I read out every piece of DLC, but we got through the entire Little Glass Bottle DLC, so there is that. I love this game. I love this game, and it's so cute that they use a child's voice for the glass bottle, whereas for Dagon they used the adult voice that sounded very harrowed, whereas the child's voice didn't sound, you know, that harrowed just yet. It was cute though. Cute attempt at comedy that, I mean, it's funny, but I don't know, it's a thing. Anyway, like I said, thank you all for joining me. If y'all could, do please leave a like, leave any thoughts in the comment section down below, and do please subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.